Bitcoin trading higher at the end of the week. The price of Bitcoin was trading 0.6% higher early Friday morning. The price was around $32,460 a coin, while Ethereum and Dogecoin were trading around $2,000 and 19 cents per coin for Dogecoin. Is this the beginning of a new bull run, or is Bitcoin continuing to trend bearish? Ugly old goat, your thoughts on the price of Bitcoin?
I have no idea where the market is going, and I trade accordingly. So the question is not where is the market going, but what are you going to do if it gets there? And you don't want to be in a position where, if this thing drops down to 20 or $15,000, that you can't act because you're over leveraged. And by the same token, you don't want to miss out if this is the bottom. And I think there's you can make a good case right now either way. And the biggest thing hanging over the market right now is all these shit coins and all these other substitutes that we just are going to have to clean them out. There's some hard lessons that are going to be learned, I think, in the near future. And I think what's happening is it's happening on its own. It's not coming from us guys that are Bitcoiners, but it's coming from guys that really aren't Bitcoiners, like CoffeeZilla. The biggest frauds out there now is in the crypto world and the trading world, trading cryptos and owning cryptos. And I think, the house of cards is starting to collapse on its own. It's coming from within. No matter what that we say, they're not going to listen to us. They never have, and they never will. But they're going to listen to the people that have already taken their baths in these things. And that's when the awakening is going to come.
The market goes up, the market goes down. Get a taco. Josh Sigala.
Yeah, I agree here. This is a really tricky space in this. Usually there's a good trend. I felt like this is more of like a 2013 market where we sort of had a slow deflation, even though any normal sane person would say, whoa, that's a massive drop, which it effectively is in all, regards. But actually in the crypto world, it's been a slow sort of fizzle instead of a up crash. Way down more than half. It's been kind of a deflation of the market. So I think it's been just a correction. I do feel like we're still kind of in a bull. Really, we're just sort of like corrected a little bit, and I think by Christmas we'll be back up and at 'em for a little while for that second run, like 2013 was.
I'm a bull and I'm bullish. Dan Eve, are you feeling it?
I'm still swept away with stock to flow. I'm a believer, I'm a Bitcoin believer. It does seem to be sort of trailing on the underlings of, just kind of outside the boundaries, but it has happened before. But it does kind of seem like we're in that sort of, the mid 2017 kind of low, like, where things kind of seemed a bit like they were going to be, slowly fizzling out. And then obviously in November, December 2017, everything went mental and Bitcoin, did this momentous rise to near 20K. So I'd like to see that do a return. But just for a few laughs, of course. So not just on Coinbase. I'm not picking on Coinbase specifically, but obviously, they when they first sort of went on the stock market, the app rose to number one spot. It's now, I think, down to about 355th, although it's still like in the top 15, top 20 of the apps on iOS. But what's really sad is the Dogecoin chart on Coinbase. So I'm just going to very quickly share this. So this is Dogecoin, the history of Dogecoin on Coinbase. Now, kids, don't do drugs. Don't do Doge. So I hope many people didn't get burnt. I'm sure it'll be back up again. If there is a mega big Bitcoin pump, I'm sure Doge will, you know, hit that crazy target of, well, I'm not going to say I'm sure, yeah, it may, you know, go back up, you know, along with Bitcoin. As everything else does, it gets carried away in Bitcoin's crazy, you know, blazing trail. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's Dogecoin on Coinbase.
This is what I find really horrific, is that there's fundamental ideas of Bitcoin is that there's 21 million, and Doge has literally the most ridiculous amount of inflation that it's possible. Like it's almost like Venezuela. Like, it's just silly. Yet it's never talked about by Elon. It's never talked about by you know, Coinbase. There's never any warning like, hey, by the way, guys, there's a massive amount of inflation in this token. So, you know, buy your own risk. Instead, it's like, oh, look at the funny face. That's not really even funny. It's just a picture of a dog looking like it's not even funny. And it's kind of sad that it's not being used as an educational piece. I mean, you're definitely guessing your education now if you bought that top. It's definitely an educational. You've burnt your fingers on that candle. But
Coinbase avoided this for so long. For so long, they were like, "We're Coinbase. We judge the altcoins before we let them on, and we would never let that joke coin with the inflation bug that's constantly printing more of them onto our beautiful Coinbase platform." But now they did, and that's it. And there's nothing else they can do. Poor Coinbase Dogecoin buyers. Moving on to the exit question. Pit your predicting mites against the magical 8.8, the magical Bitcoin predictor ball. Ugly old goat, will the price of Bitcoin be higher or lower this time next week?
I think it'll be higher. I think we've got it. I think it's a good chance we have put in the bottom now, but we'll see. Like I say, it's the big overhang is exactly what crypto was. I don't know which one of you showed that Dogecoin. I mean, that's true everywhere, guys. And how much that's going to affect Bitcoin, we just don't know. And that's the other thing too. The big risk is not Bitcoin. The big risk are these exchanges, because they're offering these shit coins, they have an inventory on them. And unfortunately, these exchanges are Bitcoin banks, and they're very, very poor banks, because they're not, I mean, a bank, should be, if they're going to be in the financial business, they should be, there is such thing as self-liquidating commercial paper, where you can create non-inflationary purchasing media, but it's representing new goods coming in the marketplace. Shitcoins are not anything new, and they don't offer anything except the promise. You know, you can't eat them. You can't, they're lousy. It's a lousy cash and sucks as a store value. And all these exchanges are hooked into them. So I think you got some real big problems coming with the exchanges, with the one exception, and that's BitMEX, because I think I mean, all those guys are indicted. If they could shut down BitMEX, they could, and you can actually go short all these shit coins and not own them. And that's the only way you want to trade. If you want to trade shit coins, you do it on the derivatives market, so you don't have to touch them. You can just trade them.
Well, say what you will about Deutschmarks, but they made fine wallpaper. Dan Eve, higher or lower?
Higher. I'm going higher.
Josh Shigala, does the positivity continue?
Yeah, I reckon we might see higher. I mean, Elon tweeted that he owns Bitcoin, so it's higher, isn't it?